So in a recent video for Sephora's We Belong campaign for National Hispanic American Heritage Month, mega superstar Jennifer Lopez admitted to feeling like an outsider in Hollywood. Wow. She said, "I know it's important for all of us to feel like we belong. Like most people, there's so many times in your life where you feel like an outsider." I was really thinking about this and I wondered, do you guys ever feel that way? I mean,
Yes.
We all are Hollywooders, but whether it's in Hollywood or other parts of your life, when have you felt this way?
Well, I felt this way when I came to America from Haiti. I was 7 years old.
Oh.
I didn't know a word of English. I was the only black kid in school once I learned English to go to school. So I felt like an outsider, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think also, I said this on Housewives recently, like I felt like sometimes I feel like I don't belong. And I think that is kind of like twofold. It's internal because it could be an insecurity, but it's also external in the way people make you feel.
Now, when you
Yes.
say
Right.
housewives, you're talking about being with those women?
Yeah, I think I
You
was
felt
talking
that
about
way
those
with them
but I felt that,
specifically?
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But I also felt that way, like when I first started going to Hollywood parties.
Right.
I almost felt like one of these things doesn't belong, but I
Yes.
think that was my internal insecurity,
Yeah.
right? But I think we all feel that way.
Oh, for sure.
Every now and then, that you feel like, do I belong in this?
Yes.
But sometimes
You know?
I think it's also because of our culture and things. I remember when I was an engineer and I was about to graduate, and I had 7 job offers. So they would fly you to each
Wow.
That's
city
incredible.
so that you could get to know the city, get to know the people that you were working with. And
Yeah.
I never forget, I had one offer in Arizona. And they made this big old barbecue for me and everything. And I went to the barbecue and it just did not feel right. And I would have been like the only African-American engineer. And it was a loneliness that I felt. And I felt like I was out of place. So Hollywood can make you feel like that too.
Yeah.
And also, that's why we try to push diversity
Yes.
in all areas,
Yes.
of, all aspects, so that people do feel a sense of community.
Inclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that you said it could be your own insecurity, because
Yeah.
I know I've talked about this on the show before, about not really having interaction with white people, and them always being, in my personal life growing up, they were always the, what is that called when someone's
Superior?
above you?
Authority.
Authority figure.
Yeah.
They were always an authority figure in my life. And I never had anybody that was either on my same level. So even when I would go to Hollywood parties in that sense, I would try to mingle with people and always felt like when you don't feel like you fit in, you feel like you have to put on.
Yeah.
And
What
I
is
would
that for you?
always feel, for me,
Yeah.
like they're not gonna like me if I talk the way I really talk, or I'll sound stupid, or guys, we know the Harvard voice we talk about. I absolutely feel, I still feel that to this day. If I'm shopping in an expensive store, I'm gonna keep it all the way real.
Where you just
Really?
all of a sudden feel like you have to enunciate
I talk
differently.
totally. And it's actually, I hate that I do it. I will assume that you assume that I don't have money to afford something in this store.
Wow.
And so
I
I
get
always
that.
make sure I buy something, even if I don't want nothing.
anything, yes.
I'll be like, let me get something just so they don't think I came in here. Even if
Yeah.
I didn't find what I wanted,
Yeah.
I don't want them to think I'm walking up because I couldn't afford it. I want you to think I got something. And I hate that I think that way. Like,
Yes.
I know that it's not the right thing, and I know that it's me.
It's interesting
Does
that
that
you
make
do
sense?
that
Yeah.
because I try to dress the part. If I know I'm going to a place that's very fancy,
Yeah.
I feel like I dress the
You gotta
part so
play the game.
that I feel like I am
belong,
included.
like you
Exactly.
belong.
So in a
Yes.
store, if I'm going shopping in Beverly Hills,
Yeah.
you better believe I'm gonna dress.
Right.
And then
that
somebody could be
crazy?
watching this and go, but y'all have made it. Or we know you have
Yeah, but
money.
it's internal.
It's inside.
It's
And you guys,
internal.
your childhood, like, I'm learning so much about, like, trying to be more empathetic with people's stories, because sometimes I'm like, I don't understand. Why do you feel that way? Yo, childhood traumas and the way we're raised, we could be millionaires tomorrow. And I will never forget growing up in the projects and being poor.
Yeah.
But most
Yeah.
of the time, the people that you think are judging you are
They
not
don't
even judging.
it's
Right.
our
They don't even
own-
care.
It's our own insecurity.
That's exactly
I
right. That's
don't
why I said
feel
it's
I'm
internal.
worthy
Yes.
Right.
to be in this store,
Right.
or
Yes.
I don't belong. It's
Right.
our own thing.
Right. It's our
And
own
then there
thing.
are people that are judging,
For sure.
but it's okay to come in with your New York accent, being completely Hispanic and proud of who you are.
Yeah.
And whether or not you want to buy it is your choice.
Right.
Whether or not you can afford it is not anybody else's business. So it's also okay to see that.
You know who I
That's-
like hanging out with? I like
Who?
hanging out with doctors and lawyers because they don't care.
don't
They
care.
don't
They don't
care.
care. They really don't.
No, they don't care.